Okay, so those are the A, D, and E chords that we have learned. That's just me just messing. It's just practicing the changing the chords in between and just coming up with something that sounds just kind of appealing while you're learning how to change your fingers around. You want to get it to the point where we're changing our fingers around on beat. And what I mean by on beat is beat, 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 beat. Now that's on beat. It doesn't matter what beat specifically at this moment when you're practicing. When we start playing something, we'll remember what that sounds like, whatever pattern we're learning. Specifically, we're going to learn the 12-bar blues, and that's going to be specific when you change the chords on certain beats. Very simple and basic. Now, how you get to the point where you can change your fingers, it's like, gosh, you finally get it set to where it sounds right, and it's like, now I got to think of D. So really, it's just practice, and it's sitting there memorizing what it feels like to go put your fingers on. Take your hand off and just put your fingers up to an A. Take your hand off, just put your fingers up to a D. Take your hand off, put your fingers up to an E. And then get it to the point where you're going, okay, the E sounds good. Beat, 3, beat, go to A. Go to E. Just get in between A and E figured out for a while. So, one thing I'll say when you're learning, the more beats you put on the same chord, the more time you have to think about what you're going to do on the next chord. Meaning, this is what's hard. Because I'm changing in between every single beat. The way to practice this is put 4 beats. Now I'm on a D, but I'm going to go back to an A. I'm going to go to an A now. So, and I'm thinking, I got to memorize, so it's easy for me. But when I'm thinking I'm going to an E, as I'm strumming, I'm thinking, okay, at the very beginning, I'm going, okay, my second finger goes on the second. You're thinking about where your fingers are going to go. As you're playing this one, you're thinking about what am I going to do on the next one. So that way you're just a hair ahead of the beat in your mind. So you can know what you're doing next. Get it to the point where you can do that consistently. Then, 12-bar blues, fun stuff. So, you can play the 12-bar blues a couple different ways. You can play the blues a million different ways. You can do what you want. That's the cool thing about the blues bits. We're going to do the, kind of the basic 12-bar blues. Purpose of this is to put those 3 chords to something that sounds right, something that sounds familiar. And then we're also going to talk about what notes, if you was to play, kind of accompany somebody who's playing the 12-bar blues, what notes you would focus on, as kind of a lead player in a company. So what's really cool, for people that have somebody that, that knows how to, that has a guitar, is the 2 of you could sit down and do this. Now, if you don't have anybody, what I do is I'll just record any way I can, phone or whatever, but I'll record myself doing it long enough to where I can stop, set it down, push play, and then, learn what it sounds like to put these I call them focus notes or whatever, that we're going to learn here in a second. So, what we're going to do is 12-bar blues. We're going to go beats. Let's talk about beats. We're going to go 4 bars with an A. And so if you're putting 4 beats in each bar, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, this is D, bar 5, we're in bar 6, bar 7, we're in bar 8 now, we're in bar 9, 10, 11, Start over. Okay, so that's 12-bar blues. That's why they call it 12-bar blues. So again, each 4 downbeats that we're going to do, just as we're learning, is a bar. You're going to go 4 of those bars, which is actually 16, downbeats, but we'll stick to bars. 4 of those bars. Then you're going to change to D. And you're going to go for 2 bars. Then you're going to switch back to A for 2 bars. Then you're going to go to E for 1 bar, D for 1 bar, A for 1 bar, then E for 1 bar. And I know that sounds a lot, but it's simple. If you write it down, just take your pencil and paper and just write down what we just talked about. So that's the pattern. That's the pattern that we want to do. We want to do A for 4 bars. A. So this is called the blues in A, and we're going to do the A major, the D major, and the E major, the chords that we talked about. So the blues in A is going to go A for 4 bars, D for 2 bars, A for 2 bars, E for a bar, D for a bar, A for a bar, E for a bar. So we got, I think that's right. So 12-bar blues. So that's what you're going to learn how to do. You're going to play those in that pattern. So I'm going to, we played the pattern a couple times, so you can go ahead and record, rewind, or do what you got to do to learn that. But now I'm going to tell you kind of what you do if you're going to accompany yourself or if you're going to accompany somebody that's playing that. So they're going to, the rhythm's going to be strumming. And on a lead, when you're in A, on the downbeat, on the very first downbeat of the bar, if you're in A, you want to hit an A. So as a lead player, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of show you what I mean by this. I'm going to push this. This is an A. Okay. I'm going to hit a D next. Just a D. Something I'll show you in a minute. E. D. A. E. Start over. A. Show you that in a minute. A. That's the C. We don't know that. D. Focus on D. Really, A. Coming up is an E. All right, real quick. Put a stop to that. So what were we doing there? So as the rhythm player, as you played your pattern there, the lead player, is focusing on, the main note of the chord that you're playing. So if you're playing A major, the lead's going to kind of focus on that A. So you're going to say, well, where's the A? I get that. So I just want to show you real quick a way and a pattern in your head to where you can memorize what this is. So one thing I do know is there's an A right here. On the 5th fret, we've talked about it. There's an A there. We haven't learned this yet, but if you're going to play a bar chord of an A major on the 6th fret, not on the 6th fret, beginning with the root note on the 6th string on the 5th fret, obviously, it's going to look like this. Same one I taught you here, same sound, just different place to play it. So what I'm doing here with this finger, and this is where you're gonna know this, is every one of these notes on this 5th fret is getting barred. So what I'm going to say is, in the A blues, every single note on that 5th fret, every single one, you can use, okay? Every one of these you can use. And that's when I was going, this is on the 5th fret. So here's my A. Just so you know, as we're doing this, I want you to focus on the A note. And the A note is on the 7th fret. It's on the D string, which is the 4th string up. The A note is on the 7th fret. The D note, so this is an A. This is an A in on your 6th string. The D note is right next to it. So A, D, A, D. So you're going to go. You're doing that for 4 bars in. Here, it's the same thing. Okay, so that's playing single notes. We're learning chords here. The single note for the A, even though it's right there, there's another one right here. 7th fret, 4th string. There's also the D right next to it. 7th fret, 3rd string. And then if you cruise it up 2 frets, so you're at D, you go to E, it's 2 frets up. D, D sharp, E. D, D sharp, E. So, so you can do this for the 4 bars. But right when it wants to, right when the player's going to D, or when the song's going right to D, land on that D. Then back to A. So you can actually play the 12-bar blues by yourself with just 1 string. You get it. You can do it by yourself with 1 string, but as the player's playing the chords, you want to hit that 1 note. And as you're hitting that note, as long as you hit that note on that beat, don't matter what you do for the rest of that bar. And when you're on the A or when you're on the D, when it goes for extended periods in just 1 bar, at the beginning you have 4 bars with the A. Do whatever you want the whole time. Just hit that A at the beginning. When the D comes, hit the D. A. So to me that's the cool thing. To me that's the cool thing right there, because if you use all those, you use your A, your D, and your E. There's other ones to use here too. We're just going to focus on these for now. The next lesson we'll give you, I'm going to fill this in. But for right now, we're just going to focus on playing the A, the D, and the E. And using any of these notes down here on the 5, it don't matter how you play them. As long as you hit that A when that thing comes around, and you hit that D when that thing comes around, and the E when that thing comes around. What you do in the meantime, my favorite guitar player, Slash, he says it doesn't matter what you play in between as long as you land on the right note. Don't matter. You landing on the right note makes it sound right. Makes it sound like you're at home. Makes it sound right. So we talked about setting your guitar in a comfortable spot. Got to do it. Got to get your guitar comfortable. Get it to the. We talked about beat, going as slow as you can to get to the point where you can change those. Because you want to get to the point where you're smooth on that beat. And that's why we're only going to focus on these 3 chords, because you could just sit and practice these 3 chords over and over and over till you get that down. You're playing a song. I mean, you're playing a song. You're playing the blues if you do it in that pattern. I don't care how you play it in any pattern. It's a song. Keep it on beat. And at the same time, it don't matter what pattern you play up here when you're playing the rhythm. Just hit that note. When you switch to a D, find a D. I just showed you where the D was here. There's so many Ds here. There's so many A's here. There's so many E's here. We just talked about a couple right here just to get started. Down the road we progress and we learn the other ones. But do that. Record yourself. Play with somebody else. Team up. Get playing music. And this is just playing music. we're going to be able to associate everything that we're learning right now down the road when we're learning songs, because all the songs relate to what this is. This is the beginning of music. All the songs relate to this basic stuff. It's crazy. Not every single song, but a lot of them. And when we're playing lead, a lot of stuff. This is just, the foundation. It all ties into what that is, hitting that note, hitting the right note at the right time. And anything else you do, that's where the art comes from, but fun stuff. Let's see how that works. Good luck. Practice.